Hi, and welcome to part 2 of the next video of Questionnaire. This is Alexia, and I am Chelsea, and I'm not going to be in the rest of the video.
Isn't she cute? Um, how do you feel about bathroom laws is when I get a lot. And my answer is always the same. I don't think anyone should ever use a public restroom. That's right. I freaking hate public restrooms. You know what we should do? This is honestly what we should do. We should have, instead of stalls, individual stalls, we should just have rooms. Uh, you know, 4 by 6 size rooms, foot rooms, that have a sink and a toilet and a mirror, and that's it. And then instead of having stalls in a big bathroom, we just have a bunch of them. And I'm sure that probably costs too much, and that's why they don't do it. And I understand. But it would make me more comfortable if I didn't have to be standing there going, okay, do I pass enough to go into the women's restroom, or am I too masculine and I should go to the men's bathroom? And honestly, I didn't use the women's restroom until, God, about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago maybe? Yeah, I had a panic attack the whole entire time, and then I went in with my girls because they had to go too, and then I was like, okay, Arya, I'm gonna go potty too. Went to sit down, and she started opening the door to the stall, and I had a heart attack. That's how I feel about bathrooms. I don't think anybody should ever have to use a public restroom because they're disgusting and weird. This one's from Facebook. It says, what gave you the courage to come out as trans? My wife. Yeah, my wife. When I came out, I was in a place where it was just like, I was unhappy with myself. I worked at a cafe that I loved, and I went to work every day dressed in a button-up shirt and slicked back hair and my handlebar, not my handlebar, my Honest Abe, or Amish, as my boss called me, beard. And I would look myself in the mirror and go, I look good, but I don't look right. And at a certain point, I gave up. I couldn't do it. And that's when I started dressing feminine. I dressed for about 2 weeks feminine with my beard. And then I said, you know what, I can't do this anymore, and I shaved it all off. And Chelsea hated that. But the big thing is, like, you know, I've always felt this way, and it feels like coming out was right, because I was in a place where I was unhappy with that one aspect. And I think that that's something that everybody should do, is if you have, like, let's say your work life is going well, and your love life is going well, and your family life is going well, and your stable money-wise, but you really, really, really want that last tattoo, and you can afford that tattoo. You want another tattoo. Get the tattoo. Obviously, don't get it of something that you're going to regret later. Think about it. Plan it out. Do it. Because if it's going to make you happy, and it's not going to put you into debt, and it's not going to destroy your life completely, dude, do it. You know? I mean, yes, you could probably be saving up to do something else, but you know what? If you save every month and you've gone an entire year without treating yourself to a tattoo or a new game or something like that, you're stressing yourself out too much. You need to get yourself something nice. Treat yourself, as they say on Parks and Rec. And I think that's basically why, like I said, I have a terrible memory. Like one of the worst memories you'll ever see. So there's probably something else. I'm just not quite getting it. Okay, this is a really good one. My friend Jesse asked me this one. I think it was Jesse. Yeah, it was Jesse. It says, having fathered children, what does that bring to you and your daughters emotionally on Father's and Mother's Day? And this one, Father's Day was Sunday. And so it's a fresh wound. In our relationship, my wife and I have decided that she is mom. I'm not going to take that from her. I understand completely. And I just don't want to take it from her. She's an amazing mom, and she's the mother, and that's how it's going to stay. And so she celebrates Mother's Day. Now you may be asking yourself, well, where does that leave you? And the answer is, it basically leaves me fucked. But this year we kind of found a way through it. I've started having my kids address me as Maudie or Maud for just being something that they can repeat over and over again until they get my attention. So this Sunday, with everyone else, we celebrated Father's Day. But in our house, between me, the girls, and Chelsea, we celebrated Mother's Day, which I really, really like Mater, because being called Mater or Maudie, because not only is it a mix of mom and dad that they can remember enough, and it's stealth enough that people aren't going to be like, why is that woman being called a dad? That's weird. It's also really, really cool because it sounds like I'm a modified human. Modified. So yes, that's what we do. Emotionally, it was tough on me. The girls, not so much. They're at the age that they're pretty cool with whatever. But emotionally for me, it's hard. But we made it work. And we're gonna, just like everything else in our life, we're gonna make it work, no matter what happens. Okay, another one about emotions. This one, who was this from? I don't remember who this is from. I'm sorry, whoever you were. Maybe I'll put a little thing right here. That's your name. Look at that name. Isn't that amazing? I love that person. Anyways. How do you handle negative feedback emotionally? I have always had negative feedback. I was a furry back in high school. I wore a tail to school. I completely am used to being called weird. I dated men in high school, and I got totally used to being called a fag. It happened, and it happened a lot, actually. And I only dated the guy for a week, and we were called fag like every single day. And I react the same way as I did back then. People would always come up to me and be like, "Are you okay? They're saying this about you," and I would go, I don't give a shit. Fuck them. And that's my thing. I grew up reading and watching George Carlin, and basically his outlook on people being assholes to you is just being like, fuck them. Who cares? Who cares what that person thinks? Is that person important to you? Then, if not, gives a shit what they think. Now if they are, like, family, like, a family member that says that you're doing this for attention. It's the only reason you're doing this is for attention. That can tend to sting a bit more. And I've lost friends. I've lost contact with family members. Very close family members. Because they don't understand. They think they do. They think they know who I am. Because I've been hiding this for so long. They think it's a phase. They think that this is just going to end. And it's not. It's been a year. It's been almost a year and a half since I've come out. And I'm still doing this. I can't turn back now. I have boobs. If I wasn't serious, I wouldn't have gone through the HRT. I would have just kept dressing as a woman over and over again and never gotten this amazing skin and, you know, gotten my amazing fashion sense. Okay, that probably would have come too. But emotionally, it does hurt. I miss people. There's people that I trusted for a very, very long time that I can't talk to anymore. I just can't bring myself to do it because they're so anti-trans. And some of them are not even anti-trans. A lot of people actually recently were just because they voted for Trump. I'm sorry, I don't like Trump. Deal with it. Okay, the last one. Do you receive a lot of positive feedback? Yes, I receive so much positive feedback. And that's something that I think a lot of people who came out as trans before me, like years and years ago, I feel sorry for them. Because I know that the only reason that I get all of this positive feedback is because of the current social idea of it. That people should be allowed to do and be who they are. Not do how they are. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. But people should be allowed to express themselves the way they want to. They should be able to be happy. And that mindset didn't come around until about 5 years ago, honestly. That's one thing that the millennials brought in, that it really helps. That and their really good coffee. Really good coffee, those millennials. But I've gotten a lot of positive feedback. And you know, I don't get a lot of negative, honestly. It's only been a few examples I could give. And I don't even remember most of them. Going back really quick. Another way that I deal with negative is I ignore it. I don't even hear it. But Chelsea hears it and she'll go kick somebody's ass. She'll go all crazy woman on them. She'll go crazy. And I don't even realize it. She'll do it. She does it like super stealth. Like, I'll be walking and she'll be like, I'll be right back. And then she'll go and like talk to people and then like run back to me and be like, okay, let's go. And I'm still sitting there like, I wonder why bees' knees are so cool. Positive. I do get a lot of positive. I'm in multiple groups. PFlag, Reddit has a lot of really good subreddits is what they call them, that's right, that are for trans women or trans men or both, really. And it's just a really positive environment most of the time. There have been times. Like my favorite is trans passing, and that's literally you go on there and you post a picture, and then people tell you how you look, if you look good, if you're not passing, what you can do to possibly help you pass in the future. And it's been a great tool for me, basically, going in there. And of course there's haters that just say, you know, like all the negative stuff but no positive stuff. I'm sorry, your life sucks, dude. Don't bring it on other people. But everyone's treated me pretty well. I've had some workplace problems. I've had managers treat me differently. I've had owners treat me differently. And worst of all, I've had interviews with people to get a new job, because I'm still looking, that went perfectly, and I just still didn't get the job. And you can't help but think of yourself as a victim. You can't help but think it's obviously because I'm trans and they just weren't comfortable. Now obviously I can't prove that, or else I would have a lot of money from lawsuits, but it sucks. And if you're a person planning on coming out as trans, just remember that unless you go against what you're currently doing and dress as the gender you were assigned at birth, you might have a tough time getting a job. My last job, I knew I was trans, and I dressed female almost every day except for the day that I had my interview, and I got that job. And as soon as I started dressing more and more like a woman, they started getting more and more unfair, putting me in jobs that nobody wants to do, that I told them that I didn't want to do. But you gotta take the negatives with the positives, because if you let the negatives weigh you down, you won't be able to enjoy the positives. But if you enjoy the positives and sidestep the negatives, you can get so far. And with that, I'm going to end this video. It's a bit of a long one. I'm very, very sorry. But I had a lot to say. So I will see you guys in the next video, which is coming up. I think the next one is going to probably about my favorite music. Like my top 10 musics. So I will see you guys later. Have a good rest of your day or night, whatever the case may be. And don't forget, be excellent to each other. Bye.